obviously, to open up the NFL week, it's always great to talk about the misfortune of the Dallas Cowboys, right? For good trolling measure. But I dare not do that without talking about how horrible our Houston Texans look, not scoring a touchdown, settling for three field goals, uh,
Yeah, they did.
losing to the Rams, fumbling in the clutch. Just not a great game. Then on top of that, we lose our center, Jake Andrews, to an ankle injury. We also lose Kay Stover, also too. Both of them supposed to miss some, substantial amount of time. It's been reported, and we just didn't look great, bro. It's depressing, bro. It's the first
Is it
Sunday.
crazy to think that CJ Stroud still played good for what his circumstances were? Is it crazy to feel like I still saw this nigga like damn near pulling off some shit he wasn't supposed to be pulling off?
You know, when you say that, what my mind goes back to is the Super Bowl where it was the Bucks versus the Chiefs, and obviously the Chiefs lost. And I'm like, maybe me and maybe somebody else was like, hey, like we're going with Tom Brady, and like for the most part, it was like for the most part, everybody else was still like it's like, nah, Mahomes, Mahomes, Mahomes. And like Mahomes didn't play great by the numbers. And this is when he's throwing lateral passes, diving, throwing passes, like you know what I'm saying,
Talking
body it like
about like
he hydroplaning in the air throwing the football. And people are looking at that. He was. I promise you, Pat, you wasn't born yet, but Patrick Mahomes did it. I promise you he did. I ain't gonna lie to you now. He did. I'm telling you. And so when you said like, oh, is it bad for me that I still feel like CJ Stroud like he was doing the best that he could under the circumstances? I think about when I was having that conversation with y'all. I was like, yeah, he lost, but Patrick still looked great. And I'm like, no, the nigga lost. He lost. Like, what are y'all talking about? Yeah, like, bro, it's like
did you
considering the
see the nigga
circumstances,
laying down throwing football?
bro, yeah, it's like considering the circumstances, Patrick Mahomes was putting up a damn good fight. Like, you know, I don't know one of like if his O line was depleted or something like or something like a
Yeah,
key.
that's what it was. They was
Yeah,
injured, little with injuries.
yeah.
The
And
whole
so,
team for real. His defense on the back end too.
bro, and so yeah, bro. So it's just like you're not wrong for feeling like that if you feel like I'm not gonna fight you against that if you feel like that. It's just like before we start, Christian Curtis out. Then last year, Tank Dell. Then, like I say, then you start off this year like your starting center is out. Like, what are we talking about? Then your second string tight end. Then like a guy you pick up in free agency again, and Christian Kirk, he out. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, even our number one receiver in Nico, he didn't even have a great game, and it's just like, do we look that bad, bro? And I don't think we were, and like considering how our O line is depleted, I don't think we were that sexy in no way, shape, or form. Um, like we was rushing the ball. CJ was scrambling. He's typically a pocket passer. Nick Chubb goes 13 carries for 60 yards, leading all the rushers. CJ Stroud next with 32 rushing yards off five rushes. Dare Ogunbowale, he cost us that fumble. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't great, bro. Like our receiving yards, bro. Over or under, Dacious. Over or under. Hmm. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Over or under 45 yards receiving. The most receiving yards by anybody who caught the ball on Sunday for the Texans. Over or under 45 yards.
Hold on. I watched that game. I'm gonna have to go over on one person.
No, bro. The most amount of yards a receiver had Sunday for the Houston Texans was 32 yards. 32. 32 dashes,
Yeah, even if you put four receivers together, that still ain't a lot of yards.
bro. And Kay Stover, the guy who got injured, he had the most catches, 4 catches, but he only had 4 catches for 22 yards. The most targets went to Dalton Schultz with 5, but he only had 3 catches for 28 yards. Nico Collison, our number one, 3 catches for 25 yards. And it's just like, bro, like what's going on? Ricky Jaden Higgins, he had the most 2 catches for 32 yards, followed by the other rookie, Xavier Hutchinson, 2 catches for 30 yards. Yeah, man, it didn't look pretty, bro. It did not look pretty. It did not look pretty. Uh,
But there's the Rams too. There's the Rams too. I feel like um, had the opponent been middle of the pack, the Texans would have ran through them. Just me personally. But like you got a stacked um, what's the guy? Matthew Stafford. Then you got Kyron Williams. And then they got Devontae Adams. Um, who else is over there now? Puka Nakua.
I don't
Um,
know if you said Kyron Williams, obviously.
yeah,
Um,
it was just too much. It's just too much. And then I know the Rams defense ain't the best, but if you got your offense giving you a little bit of wiggle room or breathing room, and
right.
yeah, you just play some manageable defense and you're good. Y'all didn't play that good of defense. Y'all let these niggas get 3 field goals. They clearly got down the field on y'all. So yeah, the Rams survived because they had more firepower. Matthew Stafford had more firepower than CJ Stroud and more protection. If it's all equaled up, I don't say that the Texans lose their game. Now, for the Cowboys, they lose to the Eagles every time. It just doesn't matter. Right now, the way that the team is constructed versus the way the Eagles team is constructed, the motherfucker, we just talked about it. Devontae Adams and AJ Brown didn't need to produce for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys. But
But look,
I do
before
still feel
you,
like the
I
Cowboys.
want you to keep rocking out with the Cowboys, but just to tie a bow on the Texans, that was your stat of the week. As you get kind of intertwined because I got some more stuff coming up
Oh,
for the
not the stat of the week, 32 yards.
Ravens, the Ravens versus the Bills. Some more stat of the week like segment tied up into that, but like yeah, bro, that's your stat of the week, man, with the Texans, bro. CJ 19 for 27, 188 yards. He threw it to you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You had 8 different guys with catches, and the most receiving yards was 32 out of the 8 guys who caught a pass from CJ Stroud this past Sunday. Absolutely egregious. It is not a recipe for even a playoff team. And us not making the playoffs this year is a tremendous step backwards, which we cannot allow.
Was
Um,
there wasn't they in LA though? It was in LA, right?
mhm.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that shit. We ain't worried about it.
The doors of the pod are open.